Hey guys, welcome back to Furry Roblox, and today I'm back with another video on how to build an airplane in BLOXBURG. For those watching for the first time, please subscribe and turn on the post notification bell for more updates. BLOXBURG Airplane. Airplane, commonly known as Airplane 1, is the first game in the Airplane series. It tells the story of a civilian flight home. The plane the players have boarded is taken off. In flight, the captain makes an announcement informing the players that the plane is functioning normally and encouraging the players to look around the cabin. The players look around for a few seconds, then the captain comes back on the intercom and instructs the players to use the code on their flight ticket to find their seat in preparation for the upcoming area of high turbulence. How to build an airplane in BLOXBURG. So this is how the airplane aircraft. First, there are a few things in the world of flight simulation as frustrating as flying an aircraft with a keyboard. If you like flight simulation or want to get more immersed in it, there are simple ways of making the experience of being a home pilot more realistic and enjoyable. Here are some thoughts from a former military aviator who has flown in many full-size aircraft and helicopter flight simulators, as well as spent hundreds of hours in front of a home computer zipping around Magfield, SKEA, and the rest of the world in high and low performance flight simulator aircraft. So the first step in making an aircraft or an airplane is... Before you begin, I would recommend starting with the basics before you take off headfirst into making a comprehensive flight simulation rig. Flight simulator peripherals aren't always inexpensive, and they take up the space in your desk and in your room. Also, if you're thinking you might get more into a flight simulation as you move forward, make sure that your initial investment is something you can build on instead of something you'll need to replace with better gear in the future. It starts with the stick. For many home pilots, a joystick is all you need. This goes back to controlling pitch and roll with the keyboard is not fun. The joystick has been ubiquitous since the early days of arcade gaming. In the olden days, you might have a joystick with one button, and that button was usually on the base, not at the plate stick. Flight simulation helped push the design of joysticks to the ergonomic and amazingly super programmable models we have today. Depending on your need for realism, there are two basic types of joystick design: universal and realistic. The universal type sticks are sleek and modern looking with superb ergonomics and tons of programmable buttons and switches. A perfect example of the modern joystick is a Thrustmaster T16000M FCS flight stick. One advantage of the universal joystick is maximized programmability. Yokes or no yokes? I always found it odd to peer into the cockpit of a modern Airbus airliner and see a side stick controller. When I fly flight simulator aircraft, especially a big Boeing or even a Cessna 182, I like to fly with a traditional control yoke. For me, flying with a yoke on which I can place two hands and push and pull to pitch my aircraft gives another level of realism. Oppositely, flying a Boeing FA-18 Hornet with a yoke instead of a joystick does not work for me. But if you are planning on spending hours in the virtual cockpit of a heavy, consider a control yoke. Increased throttle. The next peripheral a home pilot might want to add is throttle. Many joysticks have desk space saving built-in throttle capabilities, like the Thrustmaster T-Flight Stick X joystick. However, there is another gain of realism by having a separate throttle quadrant. Another advantage of a throttle is additional programmable buttons for a more HOTAS work. The Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS X has a detachable throttle quadrant, and the previously mentioned T16000M is sold with a stick and throttle combo. Yaw or no yawn? One region of flying with I never was really satisfied in the world of flight simulation is maneuvering the aircraft on the yaw axis. In an airplane, the rudder controls yaw and the rudder is controlled by pedals. Some joysticks allow a twisting action and control yaw in the simulator, but this takes away from the realism for me. I believe the Cancel Comanche helicopter had a twisting cyclic for yaw control, so maybe this is the future. Sit down, and another way to increase your immersion is through sound. Speakers are great, but if you want to really feel the hum of the turbofan engines behind you, the chatter of the simulator air traffic control frequencies, and not be a bother to your roommates or significant other, headsets are the way to go. Push realism. Are you a casual home pilot who likes to dabble in the world of flight simulation, or are you logging dozens of hours every week flying around the world of a virtual airline? It is completely up to you how much realism you want to add via peripherals, and even die-hard flight sim pilots can make do with just a single joystick, while others convert entire home offices into a virtual cockpit. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the two videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.